Hi everybody, it's Clara. Welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever you happen to be doing this. So in this class, I'm going to do a standing series. I don't know about you, but during COVID, and especially it's winter, it's Christmas, I'm filming this on December 30th. We're at the lake, it's snowing, and I feel like I'm seated and sitting a lot more than I normally would in my pre-COVID life. So this class is going to be all about standing poses, standing series, some warriors. I'm really not sure. Let's see where it leads us, but it's going to be mostly on the feet. A little bit on the knees, but hands and knees, but no sitting, no laying down, okay? I recommend that you have a couple of blocks. As always, use them for support when you need to. And let's get going. Let's see where this leads us, all right? And we might have Miss Bella joining us here. She'll probably come into the frame. So just stand. I'm going to stand a little bit further back, but you can stand at the top of your mat. And here's Miss Bella. She's joining us this morning too. Stand with your feet together. Let's bring the hands to the waist and just feel your feet underneath you. You can spread them apart a little bit if you need. Hi, Blue. Spread them a little bit apart if you need. But come onto the heels and lift the toes and just spread the toes. How your balance is this morning. Come onto the toes, or this afternoon, or wherever you happen to be, whenever you happen to be doing this, lift the heels. That's it. And then come to the outer blades of the feet. Just stretch the outer ankles a little bit. Maybe the inner blades of the feet. Pardon me. And take some curl through the toes. You can take a little bit of weight on the top of the foot and the other foot. That's it. And then come to a nice, tall standing position. Zip up the inner lines of the legs. Press through your toe mounds and your heels and your arch side of the foot a little bit more. Stand nice and tall. Come into Samasthiti, palms facing forward. Zip up the core. Recruit the muscles of the back body. Bring length from the pubic bone to the chin. So if you probably not your first class with me, you know that I talk about posture and core. Your core is anything that's supporting your body through movement, not just your abdominal area. We want to engage the back body as much as possible. We want to engage the core as much as possible. And that allows the other muscles and joints to move in the way that they are intended. So stand nice and tall. You can close down your eyes. Notice your breath. If you close your eyes, you might notice it becomes a little bit of a balance as well. So inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose as well. And you inhale through the nose, draw the breath all the way down. Through the chest, the abdomen, straight down to the heels. Anchor through your heels. Feel the strength of your legs holding you up. Feel the strength of your back body holding you up. Exhaling, let all the breath come out of the body slowly. Keep the length and the strength in the body as you exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms towards the ceiling. Get as long as you can. Look up if you can. Lean over to the left. Send your hips to the right. Extend through the elbows a little bit more. Feel the stretch in the side body. Come all the way up. Other side. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. Press into the feet a little bit more. Extend through the elbows a little bit more. Get more length. In the side waist on the left side, I'm mirroring you. And then release the arms. Bend your knees. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. Connect your chest to your thighs. Maybe take the knuckles away from the low back. A little bit of a shoulder stretch here. Keep squeezing the thighs towards each other. And then release the arms. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Sit your hips down and back like you're sitting in a chair, but we're not. We're going to reach the arms forward like we're holding a big beach ball. Plug the shoulder blades in. Breathe here. Feel the strength of your legs. And then press into your feet. Come all the way up to standing. Extend through the elbows as much as you can. Take the thumbs back behind the body. Open the chest. Bring more length to the front of the body. If you need to take your arms further apart in order to extend the elbows, do that. And then let's drop the right arm down beside the body. Reach up and out of the left side of the waist. Like you're getting longer through the left side of the body. Stay anchored through the left heel though. And switch it up all the way other side. Let the left arm be heavy. Extend up through the right side of the waist. Breathe. Stay anchored through the right heel. Don't tip over. And come all the way up. Extend through both arms. That's it. Bend your knees. Bring the palms together to touch. Anywhere over top or in front of your body. Sit your hips down and back. Extend the arms up. Look up towards your hands if you can. Have your hands come to touch. If you need to bring them further down to accommodate your shoulders, do that. But send the weight into your hips and to your heels. Breathe. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring something underneath your hands if your fingertips don't come to the floor. Shift your weight forward so that your hips come over top of your ankles. But pull your heels down and back. Feel the engagement in the whole back of the leg. Bend the knees. Sit your hips down and back. Again, reach your arms forward like you're holding a big beach ball. Plug the shoulder blades in. Feel the strength of your legs. Breathe here. And then exhale, forward fold again. Step your feet apart slightly. Bring your left fingertips into the middle between your feet, right underneath your shoulder or your chest. Bring your right hand to your waist. Start to bend into the left knee, twist open to the right. Press more through the right heel, especially the inner heel and the arch side of the foot. You can extend the right arm towards the ceiling. Have a block under your hands if the hand doesn't come to the floor. The neck can look towards the hand on the floor or towards the ceiling. Press more through that right foot like you're trying to push it through the floor. And then bend both knees. Bring the right hand between the feet, underneath the chest. And bend into the right knee. Press through the left heel. Extend the left arm towards the ceiling. Breathe here. And then bend both knees. Take opposite elbows. Let your head and your chest and your torso be really heavy. Let the weight of your arms draw the chest down the thighs a little bit more. And you can sway out through the torso here. And then once again, bring your hands to your waist. Draw the elbows towards each other like you want them to touch behind the body. Press into the feet. Come all the way up to standing. Stand nice and tall. Once again, heel toe the feet together. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. So bend your elbows a lot so you can get your thumb knuckles towards the middle of your low back. Okay, so you're drawing the elbows towards each other. If that doesn't work, you can take a strap and hang on to that or hang on to your shirt. And now open the chest. Bring length from the pubic bone to the chin like you've got a little cord lifting your heart up. Just a slight back bend here. Breathe. Keep drawing the elbows towards each other. And now lift the chest, bring the torso back to vertical. Extend the thumbs towards the heels. Squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back body. Let the hands drop towards the heels. Try not to dump into the back. Instead, press into the feet, lift the chest, and hinge at the middle of the back. The gaze will come up slightly, any amount. Come all the way back up to standing. Release the arms. Inhale, reach up. Pull the hands down through heart center. Bend the knees. We're going to pick up the right knee. Hug the thighs towards each other. Draw the right heel up towards the right sit bone. So it looks like this. You can take blocks underneath your hands. And now we're going to press up through the right heel like we're pushing the wall away and press into the left foot. And then come all the way back. And press. Toes point straight down. Feel the strength of your legs. Breathe into this. That's it. And it's still early, so if the legs don't fully extend, that's fine, but feel the strength of your legs. And then bring that right foot back. Bend the knees. Let the chest come towards the thighs. Pick up the left heel. Hug it in towards your left sit bone. Same thing on this side. We're pressing up through the left heel and pressing more into the right foot. It's not about how high you get your leg. It's about how much you can straighten through both legs. So don't worry about getting the legs super high, but focus on keeping the hips level and pressing up through the feet, especially the inner lines of the legs. So it's almost like you're squeezing your thighs towards each other, even though the legs are pressing in different directions, if that makes sense. Really activate the inner thighs. And then come all the way back. Oh, let that go. Let the head be heavy. Step your feet about hip width apart. And then one vertebrae at a time. Come all the way up to standing. Tuck the chin into the chest. Stacking the vertebrae, head is last. Draw the shoulder heads up and down and around. Palms facing forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel the strength of your legs. Connect back to the breath. Full inhale. Full exhale. That's it. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Pull the hands down through heart center, bend the knees, fold over the legs. Take a halfway lift here. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward, lengthen through the back of the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply, step the right leg back. Lower the knee down, low lunge, knees over the ankle. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bring the hands to the floor. Take the right hand wide. Open the left arm, open towards your bent knee. You can pick up the back knee if you wish. Bring the hands to the floor. Step back to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands to the waist. Draw the elbows in towards each other. Press into the feet. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Pull the hands down through heart center. Bend your knees. Fold over the legs. Let it go. Halfway lift. Lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. We're stepping the left leg back. Lower the back knee down. Right knee is over the ankle. Inhale. Reach up. Bring the hands to the floor. Left hand goes wide. Right arm reaches up. Open to the right. Bring the hand down. Step all the way back. Downward facing dog. And take lots of movement in the hips. Pedal through the feet. Take a look at your hands. That's it. Draw one heel towards the floor, then the other heel. Breathe into this. Press into your hands. Bend the knees. Lift the hips further up and back. Come onto the toe mounds. Keep the hips nice and high. Pull the inner corners of the heels down, then the outer corners of the heels. Press into the hands a little bit more. Breathe here. Float forward to plank. Top of a push-up. Shoulders are over top of the wrists. So when you're in this pose, it's strong. Shoulders are over the wrists. They're level with the hips are level with the shoulders. We're not dumping into the low back, sinking into the shoulders, and we're not letting the bum stick up either. So it's very strong. It's almost like you're pushing your shoulder blades apart on the back body. The knees can come down. That's fine. You can still feel the strength of the whole body here. Okay, so don't worry about bringing the knees down if you need to. Breathe. And then, how long is this going to last? How long is she going to keep us here? Keep breathing. And then downward facing dog. Float forward back to plank. Shoulders are over the wrists. Bring the knees to the floor. Come into tabletop. Take some cat-cows here. That's it. All right, and here we go. Let's extend the right leg out behind. Toes are tucked. Press into the hands. Pull the heel towards the floor. You can walk your hands a little bit forward of the shoulders. Breathe into this. Keep pushing into the hands until you feel the left knee lift up. Your chest will come closer towards the thighs. Now press into the left foot. Lift the right leg up. Three-legged dog. With control, glide your shoulders over your wrists. Pull your knee into your chest. Step the right foot forward. Come into a warrior one position. So warrior one, your left foot is going to come on a 45-degree angle to the top left corner of your mat. Your feet don't need to be on a on a tightrope. They can be on a railway track. So take the time always to set up your base so you can see that my foot is angling. Come up into warrior one. Bring the hands to the waist. That's going to square your hips to the front edge of the mat. Bend into that front knee. Press into the outer blade of that foot so you're ripping the mat apart with your feet. And reach the arms up. Breathe. Reach the left arm forward, right arm to the side or back. This is tricky. Straighten the front leg, reach both arms up. Square your hips and your shoulders. Come back into warrior one. Open. And come back. Good. Bring the fingertips to the floor. Pick up the back heel. So you can see my back heel lifts up. I'm going to step onto my right leg. Come into a standing L. So we did this a few minutes ago. Press into the right foot. Press out through the left heel. Hips are level. And then cross the left foot behind the right. You can bring a block underneath the hands. Breathe here. Walk your fingertips over to the left side. Hips sway to the right. Walk them back over to the other side. Come all the way back. Okay, with your hands on the floor or on your blocks, bend your knees so you can hug the left knee in towards the right. You're picking up that left heel again. And you're going to press out through the left foot like we just did earlier. And then if you can, lift your fingertips off the floor, warrior three. So the hips are level. You can take your arms out to the side, reach them back. You can keep them on the floor. Press out through both legs as much as you can. Wiggling, wobbling, falling. It happens. Come back into it, breathe. And then slowly swing that foot up. Bring the left knee into the chest. Bring the foot to the floor. Here we are, good job. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, pull your hands down through heart center. Fold over your legs, let it all go. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, bring the fingertips to the floor. We're going to step the right leg back. This time we're going to keep the back knee lifted. If you need to come to a low lunge, do. But if you can keep the left knee over the ankle, press into both feet. You're on the ball of your right foot, come into a high lunge. Bend in that front knee. If you can take your shin to your thigh to parallel, great. Shoulders are over the hips. Tuck the pelvis under. You're not dumping into the low back. Okay, so if I switch my angle here, I'm not here, I'm here. Shoulders are over the hips. So you're actually pressing out through the heel. Bend more into the front leg. Reach the arms up. That's it. And then take the right arm forward, left arm back. Press. If you need to bring the knee down, go ahead. You can do it from here as well. Right arm forward, left arm back. Come all the way up. Bring your hands to the floor and step all the way back. Downward facing dog. Whew. Take a full inhale here and a full exhale. And then float forward to plank. Top of a push-up. Shoulders are over top of the wrists. Feel the strength of your base. Bring the knees to the floor and take a cat-cow. Breathe through this. That's it. All right, come back into downward facing dog. Float forward to plank once again. Shoulders are over the wrists. We're going to lower ourselves down, so you might shift your weight forward a little bit past your shoulders, a little bit past your wrists. Hug the elbows into the rib cage and lower yourself down. Press into the hands. It activates all the muscles in the upper back, all those postural muscles. If you did it from the knees, that's fine too. Hug the elbows into the rib cage. Come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Engage the legs. So you see my legs are loose here. I engage my legs. My knees lift a little bit. Inhale, peel the heart up off the floor. Hover the hands. Breathe here. Option to extend the arms back behind. Breathe here. Option to interlace the fingers behind the low back. Draw the knuckles towards the heels. Breathe here. Option to lift the feet. Keep the neck an extension of the spine. We're not cranking through the neck. One more breath. Slowly lower yourself down. Come onto one cheek or the other, or onto the forehead. Stack your hands. Hopefully you are breathing through that series, but connect back to the breath. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Let's come into a child's pose. And then walk your fingertips. Right, left, over to the right side of your body. Take your left palm onto the back of the right hand. Shift your hips a little more to the left. Tuck the chin into the chest. Feel this release in the bottom of the low back, that QL muscle. Quadratus lumborum. And then walk your hands over to the other side. Take your right palm onto the back of the left hand. Press into the palm. Shift your weight over to the right. Shift your hips. Let the head go. And then come all the way back. Come back into tabletop. From here, extend the left leg out behind. Push into the hands. Feel the stretch of the Achilles first. Push, push. Now press into your hands so much that the right knee lifts up. You're sending your hips up and back. Your knee is coming towards the chest. So the mistake here is we put all the weight into the left leg. So shift the weight into the right foot. Press into that. Take it into a three-legged dog. Left leg comes up. Toes point straight down. With control, glide your shoulders over your wrists. Pause. Step the left foot forward. If you need to bring the knee down, and use your hand to bring the ankle forward, do that. But then we're setting up for warrior one on this side. So your right foot is coming on a 45-degree angle to the top right corner of your mat. You can see it on the screen. Okay, it's not pointing all the way to the side. You want to point it to the top right corner. Knee is over the ankle. My feet are on a railway track to make room for my hips. And then I press myself up into a warrior one, virabhadrasana. And I'm not opening to the extended leg. I have to square my hips. That means I've got to engage through the muscles of this leg here. Bend more into that knee. You can use your hands on your hips here. Yeah, that's it. Shoulders over the hips. Here we go. Arms come up. Warrior one, nice and strong. I actually find this one the toughest. So if you do, you're not alone, okay? Reach the arms up. Here we go. We're going to open. This is tricky. Right, we've got to really use the outer blade of that right leg and open. That's it. Bring the arms up. We're bringing the fingertips to the floor and coming onto the ball of the foot. So pivot. Here we go. Step onto the left leg. Standing L. That's it. And now from here, we're going to come into a warrior three. So you can, oops, no, we're going to cross the leg behind first. Cross the leg behind. That's it. Let the head go. Walk your fingertips over to the right side. Send your hips to the left. Breathe. And then you can walk your fingertips over to the left side. Push your hips to the right. Remember, a block is good. Bring your block with you. Walk your hands back. Okay, now we're going to uncross the leg. Hug the right knees in towards each other. Press out through that right leg and then come into a warrior three. So you can leave your fingertips on the floor. Whoa. You can use your block. You can come up to pressing into that right leg. Okay, my balance is not good on this side today, as you can see, and that's how it goes sometimes, right? So breathe through it, come back into it if you lose it. Use your support. So this is telling me I need my blocks here. I'm going to do that first. Really press into both legs. I'm coming up through the torso too quickly maybe. And maybe I take my arms out to the side. And then I'm going to swing the leg up and come all the way up to standing. Plant the sole of that foot. Whew. Good job. All right, step back on your mat. We'll do some tree pose, a little bit of balancing. So heel toe the feet together. Bring the weight into the right leg. Come onto the ball of the left foot and then turn the hip and the knee out. Shoulders and hips are nice and square. Find a drishti on the opposite wall, something that you can focus on. And then take whatever variation of tree pose you wish. Breathe into it. You can challenge yourself with the arms. You can keep the foot on the floor. Okay, that's totally fine as well. Wherever you are is where you're meant to be today. Can you breathe a little bit deeper? Maybe you're going to grow your tree. Maybe you're going to take your gaze up. And then wherever you are, bring the knee back into the chest. Stick your landing. That's it. Try that on the other side. Take the weight into the left leg. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Turn that hip out. Start here. And maybe this is where you go, you know what? This is where I'm staying today. I'm judging by my balance. Maybe that's where I need to be today. But I'm going to challenge myself here. Make sure your standing leg is pressing into the foot, into your right foot as much as the right foot's pressing into the standing leg. So again, it's the strength of the legs, strength of the core, and recruit the muscles in the back body. Engage the core, breathe. Use your drishti. Maybe use your wall if you need a little bit of support, that's okay too. There's no right or wrong here. I'm not there with you, so bring the hands back to the chest, draw the knee in, and plant the foot. Nice job. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Pull the hands down through heart center. Bend the knees, fold over the legs, let it go. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply so you can plant your hands. We're stepping the left leg back. So we're coming into that high lunge. Take your time. Set up your base. You're on the ball of your back foot. Press into both feet. Bring the torso to vertical. Shoulders over the hips. Tuck the pelvis under. Knees over the ankle. High lunge. Anjaneyasana. And then left arm forward, right arm back. Open. Come all the way up. Left arm forward, right arm back. Open. Come all the way up. Good. Bring the hands to the floor. And step all the way back. Downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here. And a full exhale. Flip forward to plank, top level push-up. Shoulders are over top of the wrists. You can stay here. You can come down onto the floor and take a cobra. You can come into a child's pose. Whatever you wish. Find that what works for you that allows you to connect back to the breath and breathe. And then we'll meet again in downward facing dog. On your inhale, take the right leg up and back. Exhale, glide the shoulders over the wrist. Pull the knee into the chest. Step the right foot between your hands. If you need to bring the knee down and pick up the ankle, do that. Like I said, always take the time to set up your base. We're setting up for warrior two. So you're gonna pivot your left foot. Your right forearm's gonna come onto the thigh, left hand onto the waist. Pause here. Make sure that you're squaring your hips and your shoulders to the side. Okay, I've changed angles on you so you can see my body. Breathe here. You can bring a block to the inside of the leg or the outside of the leg. Have the knee over the ankle. Reach the left arm up over top. Bicep over the ear. Open the chest towards the side wall. Breathe here. Press into the outer blade of the foot more. And then press the body up into a warrior two. Straighten the front leg, bring your hands to the waist. Make sure the shoulders stay over the hips. Bend back into that front leg. Press into the outer blade of the foot. So this leg is nice and active. This leg is active. Open the arms, look past your front arm. Breathe here. Warrior two, virabhadrasana. And inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, last time in warrior two. Okay, straighten the front leg. Heel toe the back foot in once or twice, just shorten your stance. Stick the left hip out, keep reaching long with the right arm. Come into triangle, hinge at the hips. Take a micro bend into that front knee, so you're not locking out the knee, but press into both feet evenly. Open the arm to the side. You can have a block under the hand. All right, so feel free to take whatever height you need. This is fine. And if this arm doesn't want to lift up, hand on the hip is fine. Looking towards the floor is fine. All modifications that make you feel better in your body and any support that you need so you can get deeper into the pose is all good. Breathe into that. And then press into that front foot. Come back into this shortened warrior two stance. Good, turn both feet, bring the hands to the waist. Make sure the shoulders are over the hips. Good. Okay, keeping your feet parallel. Hinge at the hips. Pull the heart forward. Send the sit bones back, but see if you can keep your hips between the heels. So rather than leaning all the way back, draw the heart forward. So again, use all blades of your feet. Bring the hands to the floor. Let the head drop here. Some of you might want to come into an inversion, maybe bringing the forehead to the floor and coming up into a headstand. I'm not going to teach that, but if it's in your practice, you can add that there. Come all the way back. Take a halfway lift here. Lift the heart. Heel toe your feet in. Slightly bend your knees if you need to. Bring your hands to your waist. Draw yourself back up. Nice and tall. That's it. Okay, and now we are going to heel toe the feet together. All right, turn the right foot back to where it was. Okay, so we were in this warrior two stance. I'm going to recommend that you take a block. Bring the block into your hand. We're going to try half moon, ardha chandrasana. All right, so I'm going to heel toe my left foot in. You can watch this and then try it on your own. Or if you know this pose, you can come right into it. I'm taking my block straight outside my foot. I'm pressing into my standing leg. It's hard to do it in slow motion. Extend out through the leg. We've done this in many forms already today. And then I'm going to open my hips and my chest to the side, extending through this leg, reaching up through the arm. And you can look towards the arm if you feel like you're ready for that. Some of you might want to bend the knee, hang on to the foot, and take ardha Sukhasana. Breathe here. Okay, so lots of options. I think I'm out of the frame here, but you get the picture. When you're ready, you're going to release the leg. Come back into your warrior two. Bring your hands to the floor. And step all the way back. Downward facing dog. And you've got a few breaths here. So if you want to flow through a vinyasa, coming into a cobra, or if you want to take a cat-cow, or if you want to take a child's pose, you've got about 5 breaths here. Do what you need to do to flush that out, to feel comfortable in the body, and then we will go again, okay? On the other side. Breathe here. All right, are we ready? Coming into downward facing dog. Let's take the left leg up and back. Lift up through the heel. With control, glide your shoulders over your wrist. Pull your knee into your chest. Step the left foot between your hands. You're setting up for warrior two. So pivot your right heel. Your left heel should intersect your right arch, so you might need to organize your feet a little bit. Bring your left arm onto your thigh. Bring the right hand onto the waist. So this is a great way to see if your chest is coming towards the floor. If it is, you're going to stack the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back body. Feel the strength of your legs so you can get that organized. And here you are. You can stay here, or you can use your block. on the inside. I like to use the block on the inside of my leg because then I can use the back of my arm to open that left knee more out to the left, right? So sometimes what happens is the leg caves in. It's hard to see on the camera, but you want to stay open. And then you take the right arm up and over. Breathe. Extend through that arm as much as you can. You're trying to take as much length from the right fingertips to the outer blade of the right foot. Breathe. Yeah. And then come into warrior two. So the chest and the hips to the side. Knees pointing over top of the ankle. Outer blade of the foot. Arms come out to a T. Look past your front arm. You can straighten the front leg, bring your hands onto your waist to make sure that you're not doing this. Okay, so this is a good way to do that. Bring your hands to your waist. Then you can re-bend into this front leg. And you should be able to see your big toe mound on the inside of your thigh so that your knee isn't caving inward, all right? So ironically, for your knee to rotate your thigh out, you actually have to press more into the inner blade of the foot. So the feet are important, right? The strength of the feet are important. If your arch and your feet are collapsing inward, then the knee caves in. So if you use the inner blade of the foot, it activates all these adductors and it rotates that thigh out a little bit more. Good, here we are, warrior two, nice and strong. And here we go, extend the leg, reach up through the arms, and come back. Breathe. Feel the strength of your back leg as much as the front leg, like you're ripping the mat apart with your feet. Breathe. One more time. That's it. Good. Now straighten the front leg. You can stay here and start to hinge at the hips. It's like you're hip checking someone with the right hip, or heel toe that in a few times. Extend through the arms. Reach, 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 reach. And then hinge at the hips. Triangle pose. Micro bend in the knee. Okay, so the knee isn't bent, but it's not locked out. Just a slight, so that again is going to activate the muscles. Press more into the inner blades of the feet. Breathe here. Now you know why I harp about the feet so much. That's it. And then come all the way back. Let's turn the toes again. Bring the hands to the waist. Feel the strength here. Take the shoulder blades down the back. Zip up the core. Nice and long. Turn the toes out slightly so your knees can travel in the same direction as your toes. And your ankles, when you extend your arms, they're roughly underneath your wrists, okay? So take a moment to get that. Good. Now, we're going to bend the knees. So again, so they're not caving inward, we want to rotate the thighs out and back. Take the knees over the ankles. Let the pelvis just drop straight down between the heels. Good. Take the arms out. Goddess. Whoa. And then straighten the legs. Relax the arms. This is strong. This is really good for the inner thighs, the feet, the hips. Nice hip opener, right? Here we go. Bend the knees. Take the knees over the ankles. Open the thighs. Don't let the knees cave inward. So really work those feet. Tuck the pelvis under. Arms can come out, or you can do, let's take the arms into cactus just for fun. Try not to let the chest cave forward. So I'm looking at the camera, so I'm looking a little bit down, but ideally you want to bring length from the pubic bone to the chin. That's it. And now we're going to take the right elbow to the right thigh. Ooh. And up. And other side. Yeah, engage the muscles in the back body. Press the hands back. In your peripheral vision, have your thumbs disappeared. One more time each side. That's it. Like a court jester might do, right? This is kind of what I envision. And come all the way back. Okay, straighten the legs. Bring the hands to the waist. Take a breath here. Nice job. All right, pick up your block. Turn your left toes out. Turn the right foot back, like in your warrior two stance. Okay, your block is in your hand. Heel toe in a little bit more. I'm pressing into my standing leg. I'm pressing out through my right leg. And I'm stacking my hips. Extending the arm. Maybe looking towards the ceiling. Use your block if you need it. If you fall, who cares? You've tried something new maybe, good for you. Maybe you're going to hang on to the foot and take ardha, chandrasana. A little bit of a thigh stretch here, a little bit of a back bend with this. Wherever you are, release the foot. Come back into your warrior two stance. Stick the landing, as I like to say. Pivot onto the hands. And come all the way back. Downward facing dog. Whew. And then float forward to plank. Top of a push-up. Again, you can flow through a vinyasa if you wish. Or you can take a tabletop with some cat-cow. Or you can take a child's pose. Take a few breaths to flow through that. Wherever you are, breathe. And let's all meet in a tabletop position. I'm on carpet, so my mat always seems to shift over during the course of the class. Okay, tabletop position. Here we are. Shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. Just flush that out a little bit. Take a little bit of a cat-cow. That's it. And now we're going to take our left wrist out to the left, right foot out to the right, so that your wrist, your knee, and your foot are in one line. Anchor into the outer blade of the foot. The toes are going to point forward. We're going to reach the arm up and over. Nice side body stretch. And then sweep that arm across. Bring this right knee in. Take the right arm out. Left leg out to the side. Reach the left arm across. So just flow through this a few times. Just a little bit of a side body stretch. Yeah. We get a little bit stuck in our seated positions, right? So just a little bit of an opener. The side body, the back body. You guys know that I have, lots of other videos here. Slower flows. I've got some hip openers. I've got exercises for the feet. I've got exercises for the posture. I just wanted to take us through some standing poses today so we can get out of our seated position and then come back into tabletop. Flush that out just a little bit. That's it. And now zip up the inner lines of the legs. Bring the heels together to touch. Walk your hands back towards your thighs so that you sit on the tops of your feet. Little stretch for the feet. Shoulders are over the hips. If you wish, you can have blocks beside you. Come into a little bit of a balance here. Bring your hands together. And now press into the feet. Come all the way up to standing. Press into the toes. It's okay if you wobble. Pull the heels to the floor. That's it. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Pull the hands down through heart center. Bend the knees, fold over the legs. Bring your left fingertips between the feet. You can step your feet apart if you need to. We're going to press into that left foot. Press into the right foot, bend into the left knee, twist to the right. This might feel a little bit different than it did earlier. A little bit more open through the legs, right? We've activated all the muscles in the legs. They've been supporting us through the standing poses. Maybe this feels good for the low back. You can move through this a few times. Nice little flow here. Move with your breath. Bend your knees. Notice what you feel in your feet as you press through the feet a little bit more. And then from here, take your feet wide. Turn the toes out. Sit your hips down between the heels. We're coming into Navasana, yogi squat. If you need something underneath your heels, or you need support, 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4, it doesn't matter. Do that. Backs of the arms to the insides of the legs. Lift the chest and the heart. Breathe here. That's it. And then slowly lower your hips down. We're going to come into boat pose, Navasana. So bring the shins up parallel. Palms face up. Lift the chest. So if you're looking at your body, it's not here. You're engaging the core, lifting the chest. Good. If you need to take your hands behind your thighs, do that. Try to use the core instead of the hip flexors. The hip flexors get somewhat involved, but try not to clench through the fronts of the thighs. And then take a low boat. And then come up. And take a low boat. If you can, do a few little flutter kicks here. Motor of the boat. And then a few scissors. And come up to high boat. Take your hands behind the thighs. Maybe extend through the legs. Maybe reach through the arms. Breathe here. And then low boat. And then with control, come all the way down. Okay, I'm going to offer plow pose. Okay, and this might not work for some people's necks. So if you can, draw your knees into your chest. Use your palms to lift your hips up and take your hands to the back. Try not to rotate through your neck. I'm looking at the camera, but if you can take your feet up overhead, maybe they'll touch the floor, maybe they won't. This feels really good between the shoulder blades for me. And it's also a stretch for the tops of the feet. Maybe the hands come to the floor. Some of you might have shoulder stand in your practice, and that's fine. I'm not going to teach that because I feel like that needs a little more setup for the neck. But if you have that, you're on your own. Please be really mindful. You can let your knees drop to the outsides of your ears. When you come out of this, have your hands here to catch your hips. Okay? And then slowly lower yourself down. Let the head rest. Take the knees wide. Take a happy baby. Hands can come to the inner thighs. You can rock back and forth here if you wish. And then bring the soles of the feet together. Interlace your hands on the outer blades. If you need anything else here, maybe you're taking some hamstring specifically for some hamstrings, you can do that. And then I'm going to offer a supine twist. Bring the knees to one side. Always a good way to end out the practice. Releasing the bottom of the low back, so we use the legs a lot. They plug into the hips and the low back. There's a lot of muscles connected there. So it's always good to give this area a nice release. And you can have the one leg higher or lower. You can have a leg straight. I mean, there's so many variations. Pick one that feels good in your body. And if that means you need cushion between the thighs, then do that. Maybe it means not having the arm extended. Do whatever feels good here as you twist to one side. Try to relax as much as possible. There's no effort in holding the legs. That's why I suggest the cushion. Maybe you look away from the knees. And then when you're ready, you're going to go over to the other side. Same thing, no work in holding the legs. Always have your props assembled at the start. Have your rolled up towel or blanket or your cushion, your blocks, your strap, your bolster, whatever it is. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm not as good a yogi if I need. I really encourage the use of props. It allows you to get into the pose better because it allows you to bring your body into the proper alignment and utilize the muscles in the joints in the way that they're intended. So if you're struggling or reaching or you feel like you can't touch the floor, then you're not doing the part of the body that we're trying to activate any good. So always use your props. You'll be surprised how much more you can get out of each exercise, how much better you'll feel in your body, you'll feel more success, you'll be more motivated. It's all good. And then come on to the back body, draw the knees into the chest, maybe take a happy baby. And then when you're ready, you're going to draw the body long onto the mat. Take any support you need underneath the head or the knees. Feel your back body sink into the floor, into the mat. And rest for some people is difficult, so this might be the work. With each breath, bring a little more awareness. Relax that part of the body. So start with your toes, your ankles, your knees, your shins, your calves. Let them go, let them be heavy. Relax your hips and your buttocks. Let your belly sink into the low back. Let your back ribs be heavy and your shoulder blades. Release your fingertips, your wrists, your elbows, the backs of your arms. Let your head be really heavy. Let go of the chest and any need to control the breathing. Relax your jaw and your throat, your cheeks, your eyelids. Take as much stillness and relaxation as you can. This is fantastic for the nervous system. This is where the muscle memory gets imprinted in the brain. The work is done. Shavasana. And I encourage you to stay in this relaxed pose for as long as you wish. There's no such thing as too long a Shavasana. But then bring some awareness. When you come out of it slowly and mindfully. So start by wiggling your wrists and your ankles, your toes. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh out the mouth. Maybe one more like that as you reach your arms up overhead, away from your feet. Big stretch, deep inhale. Oh, let it all out. Exhale. And then very slowly roll to your right side. Tuck your knees into your chest. Let your head rest on your arm. And then only when you're ready, you're going to draw yourself up. We started in a standing position today, but you're going to end in a seated position in Sukhasana with something underneath your hips to get your hips a little bit higher than your knees. Come into a nice comfortable seat. Maybe that means sitting on your knees instead and having something underneath your sit bones, whatever it is. Zip up the torso, zip up the core. Take the shoulder blades down the back. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Notice your breath and your body. Notice if you've created a little bit of space in the body today with some of the flow that we did. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head to your heart and give yourself lots of credit for coming onto the mat today. Yoga is a millimeter at a time. Practice. There's no such thing as an end game here. So the work that you're doing in your body is cumulative. The more you do it, the more consistent you are, just the better you're going to feel in your breath, in your body, your sleep. So give yourself lots of credit. Wishing you all well. Take care. Namaste. If you need to reach me, if you have any questions, I'm at Clara Krupa, just like my name, at gmail.com. All right, love to hear from you if you have any requests. And yeah, I also teach for Change Pain, changepain.ca if you're a BC resident. It is, and you have BC healthcare card number. There's lots of yoga classes on there and lots of other classes for free. So you can find me, let me know how you are. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. See you next time.